Hi, you guys. So, today I'm doing a soul rebirth journey for Steven. And first off, Steven, I want to thank you for exploring this work with me and allowing me to help you through this experience that you're having. So, Steven, I'll read what I'm going to be doing today. Steven wants me to remove as much negativity from his body as you can. I feel so uncomfortable. I'm constantly hurt. I'm sure my guides know what is best for you to remove. I made mistakes, allowing aliens to put stuff in my astral body, causing me pain. Can you remove as much as you can? So, okay, we're going to explore this journey work. So, for those of you who are not familiar with who I am and what I do, I project my consciousness into other people's spiritual atmospheres, and then I see what the frequencies are that are creating this type of harmonic reality. So everything in our world is harmony. Even what is anxiety and fear and life path that is really difficult like this, it still has a harmony of its own kind. But obviously, what version of harmony are we working with? Are we learning from? So we got to get to the root of where this harmony is coming from and allow that to transition into what we truly want deep down inside ourselves, which is to see and to feel and to be in oneness with love harmony, with healing love harmony, not harming love harmony. So I'm going to go ahead and relax now. Stephen, again, thank you for exploring this work with me. And we're going to see what we can do here, okay, to make you feel better. So I'm just relaxing my spiritual atmosphere. I'm getting connected with my spirit guides, higher self. And we're going to go ahead and move forward here. So the first thing they show me is doors, like a French door. There's one door here, and then we open it up, like a cabinet or a cupboard, but they're doors. So we're opening it up, and inside there's just black smog that just comes out and hits me in the face. And I was like, wow, what is all this? It stinks. It's like poof right in my face. It's stinky, it's smoky, it's dusty, it's like putting your face in something that you didn't realize, and then it puffed into your face, and you're like, what in the world was that? But now you got all this black soot. You got all this, you breathed it into your lungs. It's just too much. It was really startling. I didn't expect that to happen. It's kind of like a kid putting their finger in the light socket, and then, oops, I just got zapped. But this is like, it gets ingested. I'm experiencing that this black soot, it hit you really hard in the face, and then it got ingested. And you're trying to get the ingestion out of your lungs, out of your system. And it's also like, it's almost like stained on the face too. I'm walking into a really dark well, and it's just a dark smog, a dark, really, really thick smoke, and it's very stinky in here. But it really reminds me of a well. There's even a bucket, and I'm releasing a string, so the bucket's going down into this dark space. And it's like I'm bringing the bucket down there to get water or who knows what. I feel like I need to go down there as well. But instead, I decide to sit on the rim here and just kind of be patient. I'm not sure what I'm doing with my hands, but I'm kind of working on something with my hands it's like a stick or something I have, or like a rock, and I'm just sort of looking at it, and I just, throw it in, or a stick and say, I got nothing to do today. There's something weird about this. I'm just sort of sitting here waiting. It's interesting because the urgency is becoming an experience of patience. It's interesting because as I'm patient, I see the dark smoke becoming thinner and less and less. And it's not taking up this well is massive. Like it's massive in here. It's not your average size well. It's like huge. And you can walk around it, and there's an actual like a walls and a roof and stuff around it, and so you can go into the door, and then you're actually standing at the edge of what is like a circular space that goes downward, and so there's just smoke coming out of it. It's interesting because if it's a well, the water should be there should be no fire here, right? But this is my experience right now. And there's less and less smoke happening when I choose to be patient. Feels a lot better already. It's weird because this is really, there's a massive rock down here too. I see this is connected with your heart portal. So in its own way, it is a portal, this well, and it's like a massive rock stuck down there. I can experience it. So it's fascinating too because it's like, did this rock just lift up and get stuck, and that's why this smoke is getting thinner and thinner? Now I feel the need to examine this more thoroughly. I widen open the well. I open the well up even wider. And I welcome like anti-gravity here. I welcome just the rock to just come out. It doesn't have to be stuck. My God, is this thing weighing you down? I'm lifting it out. Oh. There's also sort of like a relief in the back of the head, but there's a lot of energy work here in the head region that we got to work on. And man, we're gonna work on the spine too. We just start here. We just lift this thing out. So I got to make some weird movements because I'm just allowing the energy to lift this out, and I'm rebalancing your energy flows. So just allow this to happen here. God, is it heavy? Whew. My gosh, how are you even breathing with this thing on your chest? It's like really heavy in your heart. There's like way more breathability in there. You know what's more powerful than alien implants is love. Love can dissolve astral anything like that. Bam, it's gone. Love can. Because you can also say, wow, I have the experience and I changed my mind. Here, you can have it back. And you can actually disconnect from it like that. But obviously, you've been in the experience, so now you're attached to it through the memory of it. And it attaches in your mind and your emotions and your heart and your soul and all these different places. And so you have to alter this pathway or this journey. So you can simply say, you have to look at it as a human exchange. So you meet some humans, you think they're really awesome, you have a connection with them, and then turns out they're kind of jerks. Turns out they're actually really jerks. You still have the right to say, no, I'm totally backing out on this one. I thought you were somebody else. Spirit realm shows me how human beings who you let them in, and now you change your mind, they can get offended by that, or their egos can get crazy, and then they're gonna like torment you or haunt you. So now you're trying to live your life, and they're just like buzzing around your house and tapping on your window, and then they're following you around with a gun in their pocket and stuff like this. They're intimidating you. They're making you feel nervous and vulnerable about it. But it's interesting because in the human world, we have to deal with human beings eye to eye, everything like physical to physical. But with the alien beings, it's all energy based. It's all energy based. This is an energy based experience, and energy is love. Love is energy. Love actually creates things in the infinite universe. It's created this entire physical dimension. It's created infinite numbers of dimensions. It creates actual physical beings. It creates timelines and experiences, bajillions and bajillions and bajillions of things. Love does. Fear also creates things. Chaos, right? Chaos creates things. But we need chaos, and we need love. But in your experience, the beautiful thing about it is that it's an energy experience. So you get to decide energetically how you want to have this relationship going forward, and you can shut them out. You can say no to this stuff. And you can actually, I think, say no to it better on an energy level than you can on a physical level, because human beings can still be jerks, and they will keep being jerks until who knows what happens. You might have to move in order to get away from that experience. But with alien beings, you can't hide from them, so that connection is always there, but you can disconnect it and you just unplug it and just say no more. and you can transform any of this stuff with love, it's not more powerful than you. You are more powerful than it. You have to actually realize that. And you have to learn how to work with that as your truth. So you're, believe it or not, in a better situation like this, because you're learning how energy is powerful, how love is powerful, and how to disconnect from energetic experiences. There's more to it than that. We're looking at the psychology because there's some sort of like really awful cap around your head, and it's like buzzing like information into your head, and you're sort of hooked up to a chair, like getting electrocuted in the head. And it's so real and it's so constant. It's hard to just turn that off. It's hard to block that out. So what can we do here to alleviate all of this junk so you can start working on living your life for yourself, not living your life with these jerks? So the rock is out of your heart portal, just so you know, and they're having me focus here on this like weird cap around your head, okay? And it's creating all this electrocution. It's like electrical electrocution devices. Believe it or not, you have something beneath the surface of all this that feels like it needs to be punished for something you did in another lifetime. Like you feel like this punishment. This is actually something that your soul needs to heal something from another lifetime. But I'm telling you right now, Stephen, that's actually manipulation. That's like you don't need to punish yourself anymore for whatever this is, because you can just let it go. And you don't need this either. You don't need to endure this either. Because what was, what is, and what will be, they're all in an interconnected timeline. And so we just go around the broken record and boop, we got to relook at what happened, here in this timeline, and see how we can work on it better. But you're still pulling in what could be shame or guilt or I can't forgive myself or why did this happen to me and stuff like that, and it's building up here, and now we have a pocket of learning that the soul is ready to release, and it's a giant rock weighing you down, but it's time to let this thing go, because you don't need to be tortured anymore for this. You don't need to be punished anymore for this. And you can simply say that. I don't need to endure being tortured anymore. And this, I'm telling you, they aren't telling me what the past life is, but it could be a past life where you were tortured and your soul hasn't been able to acclimate to this like extreme reality of how terrible the experience was. So it's trying to recreate it. And now it's recreating the experience in this version so that it can relive the nightmare and try to understand it again. How many times do you need to relive the nightmare to understand what torture is? It sucks. It's horrible. It's terrible. We just need to let that go. There's something in this, and it's coming from another place, and it's bringing back to the surface in this lifetime, and it's really just let it go. It's just really like a let it go thing. You don't need to hang on to this. I'm already just talking to you about it. I'm already finding like little frequencies and wavelengths in here, and I'm talking those wavelengths, and so those wavelengths can actually disconnect and let go. So you can feel like yourself again, okay? Because I'm telling you, crazy stuff like this in the now is echoing from something in the past. So if we can heal the past, we can heal the present and the future. So that's what this actually could go away like this as soon as you're able to get beneath the surface and have a realization or an aha moment. And now suddenly it's got nothing to latch onto. It can't connect to your spiritual atmosphere. It's fascinating because these types of experiences, like how many bajillions of alien beings are in the infinite universe that we don't feel on a regular basis? And how many human beings do not feel an alien being and do not have even psychic experiences, don't even know how to connect with their angels or spirit guides? But yet you are feeling these alien beings, these specific ones. Out of all the alien beings, the loving alien beings that you could be feeling right now, you're choosing to feel these assholes. But why do you want to feel them? You're not actually consciously wanting it, you're subconsciously. You're deeper than the consciousness saying that this is my pathway or this is the experience I choose. And so in that way you actually open up to feeling it or receiving it, participating in it. But really it's all coming back from something that happened a long time ago, and now it's okay to say I don't have to endure the torture anymore. I simply don't. And once this sort of aha or awakening, enlightenment is so simple as that. It's a simple enlightenment aha sentence, as in, I don't have to be tortured anymore. I mean, you can simply say this as your affirmation of transformation. I don't have to be tortured anymore. You don't, Stephen. So say it one more time. I do not have to be tortured anymore. I don't have to. I don't have to be tortured anymore. I'm free. I'm free. Now that actually creates an alteration in the frequencies of all that you are, and makes it so this experience can't stick to you. It can't grab you energetically. It cannot touch you. Because how many demons are in an infinite universe? How many demon aliens? How many demon spirits? How many demon humans, for that matter? But we're talking about invisible people, interdimensional beings. Okay, how many bajillions of them are there? And yet we don't have a clue about even like a tiny little speck of pepper size of how many alien beings. We don't even have a clue. But yet these ones, out of all of them, are the ones that your soul is opening up to experiencing this with them. And you need to... This energy experience is easy because as soon as you come to this realization, which you will, and you are already through this journey, coming to this, it just slides off of you. It just tries to touch you and it goes right through you. There's no more relationship with this. You're giving way too much power to alien implants. Way too much power. They actually have zero power. So even if the alien being were to put an implant into you, it would slide right out of you and slide right off of you. It doesn't actually attach to you. Only if you believe it does, now it does. There's people who experience like night terrors that get like really long claws and start ripping into shreds. And they actually experience having claws right down, like in their skin, down their bodies. But there's other people who will have these night terrors and they'll fight them and stuff like this, and they never are able to actually do anything to them. And there's other people who have these night terrors and they are more empowered or more with light, and then they shine the light into them and they just freaking run off. So the question is, how are you going to want to participate in the experience? Are you going to want it to become a physical one? Are you going to want to fight back with it? Or are you going to want to just be the light inside yourself and then shine it like the lighthouse? And then just say, this doesn't have any power over me. And I made a choice, but I'm choosing differently now. And I could simply choose differently and then walk a new pathway, and none of this is relating to who I am today because I'm different now. I'm making a new choice. So I'm not who I was yesterday, I'm who I am today. And then it all just slides off and it has no power over you. So let's go ahead and return to the images, okay? All right, so something awful around the throat, something awful around the head region, something really awful in the lower back, something pretty awful here in the emotional gut region, heart portal. I mean, we're pretty much lit up all over the place. Something weird about the legs. I don't feel like I have control over my legs. You're letting this get, like, it's sort of like water. You're letting it soak deep down inside of you. Like it's like it's soaking into you. You're absorbing it. Again, you don't have to absorb this, but for some reason you feel it's real. Like, I know it can become real, but you also can make it not be real. I mean, I've had to block alien beings out myself. And you just simply immediately cut that cord and just don't know anything about it. Think about angels, cats, and cucumbers, anything that makes me laugh, things that are happy, and then I just continue to go about my day. And I don't know anything about that, and then I let the days pass, and then I forget about it. But if I focus on it, try to understand it, I'm bringing it closer to me, and I'm absorbing it into myself. And now I'm like, oh my God, it's part of me now, and I can't get it out, and I'm absorbing it more and more deeply. So you gotta start working on stepping back, day after day. Continue to step back from this experience, okay, in order to get your life back, because this is soaked really deep into you. And it's sort of like, I'm looking at a body right now that has let's just say acid soaked into it. How am I supposed to get the acid out? Like, I'll just get some rags and like damp it, and like maybe some sponges try to absorb it back out of you, but you absorbed it into you. And I already have ideas on what I can do here for this, but I'm not allowed to use those ideas just yet. I'm only allowed to just look at the scene and tell you what it looks like right now, okay? We're bringing in positive energy, breathing positive energy into the heart, breathing positive energy into the back of the head region. There's some sort of weird slurpy thing coming out of the back of the head. It's a very odd looking slurpy thing. It looks kind of burnt around this hole here, so it just like looks like burnt skin. It looks like they're behind your eyes. In the third eye, direct communication with your head, and your eyes are like open like this, forced open, and you're literally in a chair like this, and this communication is coming through. I know, it's like, I know I know how this feels, Stephen. I've already endured this myself, and I already got out of it myself. So I already know how this feels. I already know how you get out of it. And anybody can get out of this. But it's going to take ridiculous persistence, and it's going to take realizing how powerful you are in love. That was how I got out of it, is I realized how powerful I am within myself. And at the end of it, I finally called myself a master in love. And I would never have discovered that within me unless I had to go through it myself and had to get myself out of it. So I endured soaking up the acid. I endured burning all night long. I endured not being able to sleep or eat for months and months and months. I endured this. But I also kept hunting and hunting and hunting for ways to overcome it and receive more healing, receive more love, and continue to focus on the things that all I knew was love. But I kept focusing on it out there. But I had to focus on it from within myself, because it's the love from within me that makes me bright. That makes me an angel. That makes me who I am. And when that light shines, then nothing can touch it, because light is actually light. And now when this stuff becomes physical, it becomes dense. Right? So how do you get traverse density? You become more light, and then you actually become lighter. What is this human ascension? It is becoming light. It's becoming the love that you are on the inside, and now you become literally lighter, like you're transforming into a feather from an elephant or something. We actually get brighter and lighter, and we are light, and we are love. And so we just keep like lifting up. And so this is a dense chaos experience, and dense chaos experiences hold us into the physical, and they're painful, they're torturous, and they keep us locked in on the psychological level as a human being. We experience the memory, and we try to understand it, and we feel messed up from it. Emotionally, it starts messing up all of our chakras. We get sucked into it even more because it sucks so bad. When you gotta not let that happen. You gotta come forward from it. But you have to be the light that you actually are on the inside, okay? Let me see here. So we obviously know what the caliber of this is that you're going through, and we've got you all laid out here. So we're just gonna keep moving forward, okay? So what are you gonna do, Stephen, when I lift this out of your spiritual atmosphere? How are you going to turn this off? How are you going to turn this off so you're not listening to them anymore? Because you need to stop listening to them. You need to choose to not hear them anymore. And I mean, you have to just choose to not have your psychic senses open. And I'm not talking about, I'm just talking taking a vacation from it. Not just, I'm going to block it and shut it off. But I'm talking about like turning the volume down and just, I'm taking a vacation. I'm just going to step back from psychic stuff. And I'm just going to step back from it because my health needs this right now. I have done this in my own life where I've had to turn off and take breaks from psychic stuff because I was attracting too much junk. for whatever reason. Whatever I was transforming within myself, I was kicking up a lot of dirt or whatever it was, and I just had to just step back. So I've had to take breaks, but where I am right now in my life is so freaking free and airy, and I've learned so much because I've already been through all that hell. And now I feel above it. I feel actually above it. And how do I get you above it? We have to start by getting this out of your spiritual atmosphere, right? But the next thing is you have got to stop listening to them. And if they say, if they say junk, like, Abbey didn't get it all, or Abbey missed something, and no, we're gonna burn your head off, and we're gonna just torture you, and whatever. Don't listen to them. They're fucking lying to you. They're liars. We already know this, right? There's nothing else to understand. They're liars. So now we know that it's time to let go. Okay? And remember, the affirmation, I don't have to be tortured anymore. I've completed the timeline. And now that I've completed the timeline, I'm ascending above it. So now anywhere related to torture, I'm actually above it. And I don't have to go through that anymore. I simply don't. And I am an ascended human being. And I don't need to live down there in all that chaos junk anymore. So, all right. So we're laid out the acid absorption, this crazy in the head, talking to you behind the eyes, all this junk going on. This is like there's an anxiety. There's a really exhausting anxiety here. It's okay. It's okay. I do the unthinkable, and I just lay down in your actual body, and I use my light to transmute all of this in your head, all over, everything that is all over your body. I just transmute it in the light like an angel. And so I just lay it in you, and then I just transmute it in my light. And it's amazing because chaos, I become stronger. They feed off of your fear. I feed off of their fucking fear. Like I transform fear into love, and I become stronger in love, okay? So I'm just going to allow this love then to, less chaos to become love, okay? I'm just allowing this to happen. Now I become more powerful in love, and I help you to remember who you are, Stephen. You're not a human being. You're not a human being tortured under the boot of some assholes in the universe. You are a fucking angel. You are powerful in light. You do not need to be tortured anymore. You're done. When are you going to say I'm done? All this acid junk. Just allowing it to transform, okay? All this junk. Spine, allowing our spines to connect so your spine can breathe. And it feels like you're in a really crooked dimension here. So I'm bringing you to like you're in balance in the center of your own universe. This opening up your head, and there's like black moths flying out. They have weird things hooked into your eyeballs, and those hooks come out and they just fly out of your head, okay? I fill your head with light energy more and more. I fill your eyes, I fill your third eye with light. I talk to God in heaven about this. I fill all that you are with light. Your feet with light, your hands, your arms, your legs, your torso, your digestive, your heart, your lungs, your bones with light, okay? Everything with light. And anything that is not light is just becoming light. Now there's more light in the universe because we did this. Your heart is not beating quite balanced. You're really overwhelmed. You're really weak and tired, and you just want this tyranny to come to an end. Again, you are actually choosing this for yourself. And where is this choice coming from? You would tell me that you're not choosing this for yourself. That it was just done to you. Well, you did choose it. You actually said that you chose it. But this is also you have the power to choose differently now. You have the power to say that this choice actually was sparked or spawned from an experience that was very traumatizing. You're trying to recreate it through this. That's why you chose it, because you were choosing to recreate it. You didn't have to, but your heart or your soul or something longed to have this return so you could relearn it or re-understand it, because your soul hasn't let go of it yet. And you can let go of this now. I know it sounds so freaking simple, but you can. It really is that simple when it happens. Just allowing this positive energy to keep flowing. There's so much ridiculous density. Ugh. So I'm pulling you up and out of like a ridiculously dense, terrible energy space. It's like, and I can't even freaking breathe in here. So we're just lifting you up and out of like really intensely dense, weighing you down, orbs, like really bad orbs. And we're just pulling you up and out of that. It's really bad. It's a black cloudy world, like a universe with black clouds, and there's sort of dark reddish hues, but there's black orbed planets, and it just really like dense energy everywhere. Like even the air is like a dense goo. So we're just gonna I'm taking them angelically taking you up and out of this dense world, and then there's like super awesome light up there. So I'm just taking you up into the light. That's what it's like, because we're so freaking dense and we need to get lighter, right? So we're lifting up and out of this dense world. You're too special. Why do you not see that about yourself? Why do you not see that about you? You still like the echoes. Actually, your body consciousness has nothing to do with them, because you're healing right now. Body consciousness, but it's still there, but it's still there, but it's still there, but it's still there, because it hasn't learned that it's not there yet. So I already, everything's gone in your spiritual atmosphere, Stephen. Everything, actually, absolutely everything. The connection with them, all this energy junk that got put into your spiritual atmosphere, the acid, the burning, the cap, all this junk is gone. I'm pulling this part of your soul fragment, or whatever part of your soul this is, or all that you are. I'm just pulling it up and out of this super dense space to get you up into light space. And from here now, I need to start working on your body consciousness. Your body consciousness is twitching out everywhere, and it's just like, but it's still there, but it's still there, but it's still there, because it's like a post-traumatic stress response. So you're still living in the fear of what was, even though you're living in a totally new reality. So how do we heal that? That's why they're not there anymore, okay? And any echo that they are, that's post-traumatic stress response, and it's not actually real, okay? We have to retrain you how to come back to what normal life feels like. And psychic attack nightmares like this will jack you up. It took me a good 2 years to be able to sleep again at night like a normal human being, because it's so post-traumatic stress, and this world doesn't relate to people having real spiritual experiences. That's you being a nutcase. But no, it's actually the truth. We are interdimensional, and some of us are extremely sensitive to other dimensional interactions. So that happens to be what I'm experiencing here. So I'm just bringing you up into the light, and you have to learn now how to adjust to the truth that, like, how are you going to fall asleep now at night when this has been going on for however long? It's gone, but the anxiety is still going to be there. The anxiety is the programming that you're still living in that experience, even though you're not. So you need to start training all your body to return to what normal actually feels like. But you've been out of normal for so long, it's hard to return to that. So there's a lot of anxiety echoes going on here. You're in a safe space. There's no more of that junk going on. You're actually outside of it. You're complete with that. You're done with that, okay? And it's like a heavenly space. It's really warm and gentle in here. It's like divine feminine energy, nurturing, loving energy, angelic energy. There's what are like really powerful archangel type. There's just like powerful archangels also standing in here, but they're familiar to me, but I can't make out who is here. I just, all I know is there's powerful archangels here. But there's also this like really graceful, kind, sweet, adorable, like nurturing divine feminine energy, like lots and lots and lots of it. And there's like really strong masculine, divine masculine energies, but they're really specifically in the frequency of protectors, or something along the lines of protectors and grounders. That's what it feels like. And the feminine energies are really light and really like almost could be fairy like, and but just really light and really sweet and really adorable. Like they're all kind of like that. They're all of that kind of frequency specifically. I mean, divine feminine can also be grounded protectors, but for whatever reason, the divine feminine essence is coming from really sweet and really adorable, like butterfly, fairy, really sweet, like really cheerful angel females. That's what it's like, or fairy females or something. It's just the harmonies I'm digesting in here is so freaking awesome. Really protective, really strong, grounded, but really light, airy, cheerful, childlike, feminine energies. So awesome in here. You're just resting and absorbing both frequency waves. This is we see you as sort of like a war torn. You just look kind of war torn and kind of twitching on the bed. It's been so long, and because the echoes are really thick here, it's really hard to believe that it's over now. It just is. And unfortunately, the twitches, they keep insisting it's not yet, it's not yet, it's not yet. But I, Abbey, can tell you that it is actually done. So I have to train them however I can to absorb a new truth, a new design. And this is the type of thing. This one, I'm not gonna be able to just bam, it's done, because it's gonna take practice. As in, it's gonna take showing your body on a repetitious level that you're safe. And it took my body a long time to return to a place of what is normal to me. And I do energy work regularly on myself, so it's taken me time to retrain myself, and I think that's kind of normal for a human being. But it's however long it needs to take. But they tell me you have got to start realizing that you don't need to endure torture, and it's not actually your pathway. And you could say that it was your pathway, but it's not anymore, so it never was. So we've already gone beyond that timeline, so it has nothing to do with past, present, or future, because you're in a new timeline. And that just doesn't compute here in this new timeline at all, zero. So you're having to adjust to a new truth, a new reality, while you're still have the echoing memories, and they're sort of in the memories of your emotions and everything. I'm still focusing on them, and I'm just allowing them to react as I continue to talk to them. And they're like little tiny, like little filaments, millions and millions of little filaments that are just shaking, and like this all over head to toe kind of thing. It's just like they're little filament hairs, just saying it's not. It's kind of what they're like. It's like they've been zapped and they just can't unzap. So it's okay, because it's gonna take time for them to know that it's safe. I take one of these little fibers, one of these filaments, like little hairs. If I can show one the truth, this one will send the truth to everyone. But I need him to know the truth. It's a mirror. I become really small, smaller even than this hair, but I'm like kind of long and tall, and I see the hair is actually a mirror. The mirror shows me everything, and there's millions and millions and millions of mirrors all over your body that are playing the memories, and this mirror is showing me What is like Godzilla took over or and smashed all the buildings down, um, and Godzilla is ruling this planet. Godzilla. That's how it's talking to me about how the memory made it feel. It reminds it of being Godzilla coming in and destroying your world. I walk into the mirror. I see that this little fiber is believes that is still connected to this space, and this space has a place for every one of these little fibers, and it's sort of like takes a little. It's like a little drop of blood is shared from each one of these fibers, but it's fear, and so they're all hooked up to some sort of like energetic machine or something, or digestive system, and it drinks a tiny little drop of blood out of millions and millions and millions of these little things. And when they release like fear, it just comes out in a teardrop, a little teardrop, and then it just drinks it up. And so it's still feeding off of their teardrops, which is it's like drinking blood or something. They're mirrors, so I just choose to shine light. I just shine light in this space. This space instantly, I'm like in the stomach of something else, and I shine my light in this stomach, and it instantly, it was very natural. It didn't hurt it, but like all the little mirrors just release from their little like places where they're all stacked everywhere in here. And they just all let go, and they just start flying up through a portal of some kind, and through the portal back to you fully. I just create love here. I just continue to share love here, and this digestive, because of that, the echoing trauma is still kind of keeping a portal of connection. So that portal of connection is still kind of latched onto your head. So we're going to go ahead and just sharing the light here, so it's disconnecting more from your head. It's got little strings and stuff attached inside your head, so that's just loosening up more, and then it's just coming off of here. It's wanting to fly away. I just keep sharing love. It's like giving it a terrible bellyache. Its role just doesn't digest love as its purpose. It would be like us trying to eat oil, and we just don't digest oil. But this species would be something that would digest oil and not digest like fresh fruits and vegetables kind of thing. So its digestion doesn't digest love very well at all. What is frequencies of love? I just don't feel like being here any longer. I want to get back to you, but it's giving it a terrible bellyache. Awful, awful, awful bellyache. It's weird, like parasite looking thing. It's got a really big eye. Did you ever think of infecting your attackers with love? Did you ever think of becoming an energy consciousness and actually going into their spiritual atmosphere and filling them with love? Did you ever think of doing that, Stephen? If I can do that, you can do that too. Do you see how you can become powerful in love instead of vulnerable or weak in a slave state to chaos? You don't have to. It's actually hard to learn this. I had to figure this out myself, and it was hard learning. And once I realized that, I was like, what in the world in this world inspired me to believe that I can't be powerful in my own right to do anything creatively, go anywhere, to be anything, to do anything, and to heal alien beings, to heal chaos, to heal all this stuff, because I can do that because I am infinitely love. I am a love God, and as a love God, I can share my love with everybody. Even those people who are afraid of love, who don't digest love, I can share my love with them. And if my love is too powerful, then they can just leave. They want to feed off of your chaos, but they don't want to feed off of my love. They don't like love, Stephen. So I talked to my spirit guys. I don't really know what to do with this space. It's sort of like I'm still here and I'm still sharing love, but it's giving this thing more and more of a bellyache, and I'm not really sure that that's my purpose. Like, I just needed to let go of the mirrors. This odd space, though, is really. It's like a blood. It looks like a blood sac with a parasite in the inside of it, and it swims underwater, but it's in blood, and it's digesting all of this stuff. I don't know, I pop the sac and the blood starts to pour out, and the parasite is pouring out too. The parasite is really struggling right now. It's like really trying to. I like, my role here is not to harm anything. I'm not trying to hurt these parasites, even if they would hurt others. I'm here to heal and disconnect this from Stephen. But this is also oddly attached to the top of your head as well as the back of your head. The more we keep healing the layers of this, the more we're letting this junk go, okay? All right, I'm being taken to a new scene. This one is another, it's echoing from the fears in your, it's like, it's what was the fear. Like, you're already detached from this, but you're still living in what is like the past, full of fear, energetic fears. So I'm experiencing another echo of the filament fear. And you're laying on a table and there's a white light, and it's like you are the experiment. But you just lay there. You don't try to fight back. You don't try to. You just allow yourself to be cut open, and there's like weird energetic programs that are being put into your head. There's weird, oddly enough, another little ripple, a quiet one, said that you wanted to. Something makes you feel like you have an elite or specialized experience when you could be chosen for such a fucked up life experience. I can't understand it. Like, why? Something about you like, wanted to be able to say that you were one of these people, but you're not. It's actually a total. It's like, it's not even real. I mean, this is you wanting to heal something from the past that was like you were tortured, and you wanted to re-experience it so that you could try to understand it better, but you needed to just really let go of how you died in the first place. The thing is, it was so bad that you couldn't let go of it. It was traumatizing, so you couldn't let go of it, and now you still can't let it go of it. You just simply died. You just happened to die in a really, really terrible way. But I know it's like, we can hold on to stuff that doesn't make sense, but we let go of stuff that we just need to let go of as much as possible, and accept that we don't understand everything. Gosh. You're just letting this happen to you. There's a terrible white orb. I mean, the orb of energy. You're like in a white sack, and it's light that is burning. It's light that is like a liquid, and it is burning you everywhere, head to toe. And you're ingesting it, and you're just waiting while this experience is happening. And you're hooked up. You're hooked in now. So they'll just keep experimenting and doing this to you and these programs to you, and it is messing up your everything. That's creating post-traumatic stress. Like, these little filaments are absorbing this information as the truth, and they're working with it, and they're like getting sick, and it's overwhelming. I come in here, I tell the doctors, what are like doctors, experimenting on you, and there's odd like radio station in your head, and your eyeballs are like hooked into the radio station, and you're just twitching on the table, and you're just allowing this to happen without moving. You're just sort of allowing it. And this sack of light liquid that is burning you out, and we'll just see how long that you can live for like this. And you're just waiting to die in some weird way. Hmm. Hmm. I open the sack up. This liquid is like jelly. It doesn't just splash to the ground. It's sort of like jelly that is all over your skin. So it's not easy to just rinse this off, and it's very burnable. So if I touch it, it's like very burnable. Um, it's not gonna hurt me, but I need to at least know what we're working with here. If I put you in water, the water actually brings out the feeling of the acid burning, so water makes it burn worse. That's what it says, which is really strange, but I say, nah, water's gonna make this feel better. An angel instantly comes down. There's a weird, nasty thing that, like a mechanical rat, put into your head, and it's being pulled out by the tail as you sort of stand here. This angel actually steps inside and creates light everywhere, and I just watch the event happen. Everybody is paused out because none of these people are real. It's just healing the echoing memory of what was. And it reminded your filaments and your mirrors that it made it feel like this. So this actually is not really happening to you. It's an echo of what had happened and what it reminded it of. The angel is just absorbing and just shining light from within you, all around you, outside of you. And again, the angel says, when are you going to start being yourself? When are you going to start being an angel? All you have to do is be yourself, and this will go away like that. Bam. You don't understand what he means by that. It's like a male angel. I don't understand what you mean by that. He says, how can you not understand what I mean by that? How many different ways does it need to be said for you to start being that which you are? You have the power to be light, and light is powerful. Love is powerful. Love disconnects you from this instantly. Love heals everything. You have to be love in order to let go of this chaos, ascend beyond it. All this stuff is echoing what was, though. I'm telling you, you already are disconnected from it, but you've got like a post-traumatic stress thing, and it keeps echoing another scene, another scene, another scene, and it's reliving the terror. It's reliving the nightmare, when the nightmare actually is detached from you. And it's like it can't let go of it, and it just keeps reliving it. There's another mechanical rat in your heart that we just pull out by the tail. While his light is still within you, you start to shake really intensely, and this gooey liquid comes splurting out of your emotional gut region, splurting out of your lower back. It was like a burning goo that got jammed in there. It's out of your throat and your third eye, back of your head, above this heart. It's like in everything. A big black snake comes out this in the lower abdomen. Really awful black snake. It's poisonous. Something weird about the spine again. This angel is just continuing to clear junk out. It's like, if you ever snorkel and you get like water in your snorkel, you can, and then it pushes it out. So his light energy like pushing, pushing out on every side a bunch of jammed up junk in here. And this is attached to this echo. There's in this image also we see coming to the surface what is you in shackles, and there's a metal plate that comes around your mouth, and it holds you in place. You can't speak because it comes over your mouth. It just busted off of there, and then the shackles broke. Ugh. Lower back. Letting things go out the lower back. Some sort of odd metal tray or something here. We're just pulling it out. So all kinds of knives stabbed into you, so we're just pulling those out. Letting these are just associated with frequencies that are not helping you feel heaven love. And these frequencies feel like they're stabbing you in the heart. They're stabbing you in the emotions. They're stabbing you in every single one of your chakras. So we're just letting these frequencies go. We're just pulling the knives out and just pulling out these frequencies. Filaments are telling me really quickly, Abby, that there's more. That another scene. You're laying down on a bed. You're in black and white stripes like a prisoner. Your head is attached to some sort of device, and they're sending signals of light, but they're also electrical impulses into your brain. And again, your eyes become really big, and you're just paralyzed in receiving this information. I tell the light filaments, Stephen's got to decide when he's done being tortured. This is an energy experience. This isn't like he just got captured by human beings, is tied to a chair, and now he has no choice. I don't know how to get him out of that one, but this is an energy experience. So you're a physical, dense person having interdimensional beings doing stuff to you. You actually have the power to disconnect from that at any time. Your energy body still tells me that you don't have the power. The angel is shaking his head. When are you going to realize that you're an angel? And that you do have all the power within you. That it is you. You are the power. When are you going to start living your life as yourself? You still don't get it because you still insist that you're a human being and this is being done to you. He says, well, until you figure this out, that you're an angel, then you've already chosen and decided that this is your reality, this is your truth. You say, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to just be an angel. That's all you had to say. Don't you think there are angels here helping you through this? You want to listen to all these bad guys, but you don't want to listen to the good guys. And he says you don't have to hear us talking to you in your head. You can feel the love inside of your heart. We speak through the frequency of love, and love does not have a language. It's a feeling. It doesn't speak in English words in your head. It is felt inside your heart. And it speaks in harmonies and frequencies and tunes inside your heart that translates into a message. Translates into a message that says, you're going to do this now, Stephen. You're going to say no to this, Stephen. You're going to stand up. You're going to choose to visualize yourself surrounded by light, and light within you and around you. Like, your heart is going to give you instructions on how to overcome this. And those are the angels talking to you. These are your best friends talking to you and helping you to return to who and what you are, which is above anything you've ever known about yourself thus far. You're getting it. I mean, this is me talking to your deeper consciousness. And so I'm also talking to your consciousness here through the video, but I'm actually talking to your subconsciousness. So even if your subconscious is resisting, some part of you is resisting too. But you need to bring this to the surface. So I'm bringing it to the surface, and the good news is your subconscious, which is now your conscious, is becoming on board with this idea of how to allow the angels to communicate with you in your heart and speak to you through love, and then I'll translate that love message. And it's not going to be like, we're going to kill you, we love you, we love you. Angels never just come and tell me, Abby, I love you. Angels actually just fill me with love inside my heart, and that is all they need to say. And that says, I love you to me. But I also don't need them to. I don't need them to say that to me. There's something about, I simply feel at peace. You're going to practice this moving forward, Stephen, is listening to what your heart is speaking to you. And your heart is going to speak to you through frequencies. That frequency, if you take like literally 30 seconds and ask your heart, what do I do next? You don't listen to anything going on in your head, and you don't look at anything that is going on in your head, okay? You just close all your eyes and let it be dark, just like this. You can even do this in the process of asking your heart as a symbol of choosing to not see or to have no relationship to what is going on in here, okay? So then you ask your heart. I'm just doing it right along with you. What do I do, heart? Heart says, I want you to go to the fridge and I want you to eat a piece of cheese. Okay. I don't know why I need to do that. Heart has a funny joke about how mice like to eat cheese. You say, well, what does that have to do with what's going on in my head? Heart says, I want you to go outside now. I want you to take a walk, and I want you to experience all this beautiful nature inside your heart. And you tell her, well, what does this have to do with my head? What does this have to do with what's going on? Her says, I don't care what's going on. I just want you to embrace love inside your heart. And whatever is going on is going to go away because it too must embrace love, or it must leave. And so the focus isn't on what's on in your head, what's going on there. Focus is what's going on in your heart. Your heart is telling you to take a walk. This is getting so hard, heart. I'm feeling this is stuff going on. Heart says, take a deep breath. I want to teach you something about yourself now. Heart is telling you, open your heart to love. Open your heart to love. As it shows, the heart shows you images of angels smiling and singing harmonies. You experience a gong sound inside of your heart. It reminds you of Buddha. A heart fills your heart with even more images of stars and peaceful sunsets and sunrises, ocean waves. Heart is teaching you how to work with love from your heart in order to disconnect from anything else that is not love. In this image, I see you working with your heart more and more, and the experience of a giant spider with two fangs in the top of your head are now releasing the fangs, and the spider is crawling away from your head. You're starting to get a grip on who you are. And you're just going to keep focusing on listening to your heart as the only thing that is real. When you go to bed at night, it is your heart that you go to bed with, not your head, your heart. And you're going to focus on your heart at every moment of the day. Morning and night, night and morning. Heart. I'm going to tell you, Stephen, this is actually really positive. There's positive messages in here because I experience you actually beyond this. And now what we're working on right now is cleaning up what was. And we have to look at it as that. And as we work on cleaning up what was, we're reacclimating to how we need to be moving forward, heart-centered, and then having nothing to do with this until this is totally silent. And all there is the love within, and you acclimating to who and what you truly are as an angel, and being that for this world. You weren't chosen. You actually chose this experience. And this experience was literally like to recreate what could only be described as a traumatizing past life in the now. So your soul could try to make sense of what happened then, but you don't need to, because you don't need to be tortured anymore. You don't need to make sense of torture. You don't need to be in that frequency. You don't need that anymore. And so now you're ascended above that. And so all this other stuff is just is all the frequency echoes that are still relating to having been through that, or and we're just cleaning that up and letting all that stuff go, and reacclimating to the heart instead of the head. Okay, so this energy work is going to help you big time. But again, you're going on a vacation in here, and we're just going to turn this off. And it's not gonna happen overnight, but you're just gonna ignore it. You just don't need to know anything about that, and it's just your heart. We're focusing on your heart, and the more you focus on your heart, stop focusing on the way this feels or that feels. My legs are burning, my head's burning, blah 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 blah. Just focus on your heart, and the more you focus on your heart relentlessly, 1 week will go by. And then another week will go by, and that other junk gets lighter and lighter and lighter, because you're getting lighter. You're actually lightening up beyond it. And so it's actually disconnecting more and more from you, because you're heart-centered. Not head-centered, you're heart-centered. So that stuff it just falls off. Just falls off of you. All right, Stephen. Thank you for exploring this with me. I'm glad you connected to me, and glad I could connect with you. I'm a little out of it, a little disoriented right now, so it'll get really hard to end these videos because I'm literally kooky. I'm just going to take a moment here and just properly step back from your spiritual atmosphere and just disconnect from your spiritual atmosphere. So letting you go back to you and me go back to me. Just disconnected now from Stephen's spiritual atmosphere. All right, that's all I can say. Thank you for this experience, Stephen. For all of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a soul rebirth journey, we can explore anything under the sun, even where your soul comes from, and it can be very, very positive too. Soul rebirth journeys are to heal, so we go into the wounds, but they can also be very enlightening, very positive experiences. It just depends on what you're wanting to work on, and I can do this work for anything, traumatizing childhood, rape experiences. I could do simple questions about, not simple, but because it's dynamic, but, about soulmates and twin flames, and, who are my spirit guides, and we could get you feeling connected. We can work on psychic development, anything, for 60 minutes with wisdom and energy work. So if you're interested in visiting with me, please check out my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. And you can get a session booked in there, and we don't have to share it over YouTube. I can just send you a private video between you and I, or we could do a live session. So thank you all for watching, and Stephen, I wish you the best, and I wish you all too a wonderful day.